When your audio sounds bad, you probably use words like this to describe it. Muddy, harsh, honky, thin. But what do these words actually mean? What do they sound like? And more importantly, how do we fix it? In this video, I'm going to break down 7 types of common bad audio that you're going to run into, show you exactly what they sound like, and then I'm going to show you how we can easily fix it to make your audio sound cleaner and more professional. Hey, my name's Jason, and I help video editors just like you make your audio sound cleaner, clearer, and more professional. I use DaVinci Resolve, but this is going to apply whether you're in Premiere, Final Cut, DaVinci Resolve, or any other audio program. It doesn't matter. This is for you. Let's jump into it. The first type of bad audio is muddy audio. Here's an example of what it sounds like.
This is an audio sample so you can hear what these audio problems sound like, and then we're going to figure out how to fix them.
So when it comes to muddy dialogue, the things you're going to notice is that it sounds a little dull, it's lacking a little bit of clarity, and it might even be a little hard to understand. The reason for that is we've got too much low-end frequencies that are muddying up that dialogue. So here's how you fix it. Now, typically I like to work on a track level because my dialogue is going to be filmed from the same camera in the same place most of the time. So regardless of whatever program you're in, you decide if you want to do it on a clip or on a track. In this case, I'm going to use a track. So selecting my track, we're going to use the EQ to fix the problem. I'm going to double click my EQ and open that up. Now remember, this applies to any audio program. Audio is audio, it doesn't matter where you're editing it. So in order to make this sound like it's not so muddy, what we're going to do is use a high pass filter. And that means we're going to cut out all the low frequencies. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on my band 1 here in the EQ. And if you're not too familiar with the EQ, I have a whole crash course on it. You could check that out. Again, it'll apply to any program that you're in. I show it in DaVinci Resolve. Concepts are all the same. And you're going to want to dial this high pass filter because it's going to cut out everything below and allow everything above it to pass through. You're going to want to dial that up maybe around 100 or so. But one of the best ways to do it is just listen to your clip and bring it up until it sounds a little bit clearer and like that mud is gone. So let's play through our clip and adjust this as necessary.
This is an audio sample so you can hear what these audio problems sound like, and then we're going to figure out how to fix them. This is an audio sample so you can hear what these audio problems sound like, and then we're going to figure out how to fix them. This is an audio sample so you can hear what the...
So you can see in this case, I brought it up to around 205. That sounds like it's removing a lot of the mud for me. But a lot of times I find I want to be somewhere between 100 and 125 hertz, or something like that. If you need to go a little higher, depending on where you're recorded, depending on your microphone, perfectly fine. This is going to help take care of that muddy noise and clean it up a little bit. The second common type of bad audio that you might run into is audio that sounds boomy or muffled, and here's what that sounds like.
This is an audio sample so you can hear what these audio problems sound like, and then we're going to figure out how to fix them.
Now, a lot of times you're going to get that boomy muffled audio because of extra bass that's kind of coming through. It could be rumble in the room because of your location, or it could be the proximity effect. Maybe you're really close to the microphone and you're just getting that extra boominess. It's basically a buildup of lower end frequencies. So again, we're going to use our EQ to fix this problem. So a lot of times you're going to want to look in that 100 to 350 hertz range. So let's go ahead and play through our clip, and I'm going to see if I can remove some of that boomy and muffled sound that we don't want in our dialogue.
Audio sample so you can hear what these audio problems sound like, and then we're going to figure out how to fix them. This is an audio sample so you can hear what these audio problems sound like, and then we're going to figure out how to fix them. This is an audio sample so you can hear what these audio problems sound like, and then we're going to figure out how to fix them.
All right, so I stopped at about 266 hertz, give or take a little bit. Now, typically you want to use a wider Q factor so you're affecting more frequencies, right? So we can ease in and ease out to the frequencies that we're cutting as opposed to a really sharp point, right? We're not trying to eliminate one specific frequency. We're trying to get rid of that whole boomy, muffled sound, and I think this accomplishes that mission. Next up, a common audio problem is something that sounds a little boxy. Sounds like you're recorded in a cardboard box, and we don't want it to sound like that. We want it to sound a whole lot better. So typically you're going to look in the 300 to 600 hertz range, look to make a cut in there, and that should help improve the dialogue so you don't have that boxy type of audio. So here's what that sounds like.
This is an audio sample so you can hear what these audio problems sound like, and then we're going to figure out how to fix them.
So I'm going to go ahead and grab another point on my EQ here. And remember, you can always combine these different EQ changes that we make across your clips, right? You don't have to use just one of them. You can use some of them, all of them, None of them if you don't need it. It's just to keep these tools in your bag so you know kind of where to look for different problems that you might run into and what those problems sound like. So I'm going to grab my 0.3 here in my EQ, and I'm just going to make a gentle cut somewhere around here. We're going to slide it around and kind of find out where that problem area is.
This is an audio sample so you can hear what these audio problems sound like, and then we're going to figure out how to fix them. This is an audio sample.
All right, so right there, I think around 516 or so. Let me do a quick before and after and listen for that boxy kind of sound like you're talking in a cardboard box, and tell me if you think it sounds better and not like you're in a cardboard box anymore.
So you can hear what these audio problems sound like, and then we're going to figure out how to fix them. This is an audio.
So hopefully you guys can hear that, how I cleaned it up a bunch. Next up, we have one of my favorite descriptions for bad audio, and that is honky or nasally, right? So we can fix nasal and honky sound in audio with a little bit of EQ, but here's what that nasal and honky audio sounds like before we get started fixing it.
This is an audio sample so you can hear what these audio problems sound like, and then we're going to figure out how to fix them.
So that is what honky nasally audio sounds like. It kind of sounds like almost you're on a phone, old school phone. It just has that kind of character to the dialogue. Now, typically when you want to look to fix this, again, we're going to use the EQ, and you're going to want to make a cut somewhere between maybe 600 to 700 hertz, all the way up to maybe 1K, maybe 2K at most. And that should help get rid of that problem for you. So let's try that. So in my EQ, I'm going to grab another point here, and I'm going to look in this 600 to 1 to 2K range, somewhere in there. We're going to make a little cut and see if it helps get rid of that honkiness that we don't like.
This is an audio sample so you can hear what these audio problems sound like, and then we're going to figure out how to fix them. This is an audio sample so you can hear what these audio problems sound like, and then we're going to figure out how to fix them. This is an audio sample so you can hear what these audio problems sound like.
And a quick before and after.
This is an audio sample so you can hear what these audio problems sound like, and then we're going to figure out how.
So hopefully you can hear that it cleaned it up there quite a bit. It looks like I landed at 1.2K for my voice and my setup. I think that worked out pretty good. But a little EQ can go a long ways to clean up some of that honky, nasally audio. The next common type of bad audio that you might hear is something called harsh audio. And you're going to know it's harsh because it's going to kind of hurt your ears a little bit. It's got higher frequencies. It sounds harsh on your ears. Here's an example of what that sounds like.
This is an audio sample so you can hear what these audio problems sound like, and then we're going to figure out how to fix them.
So you might notice if you listen to audio like this for a little while, it's kind of fatiguing, and it's also just sharp and kind of hurts your ears. At least it does for me, especially over a prolonged period of time. Now, typically, we're going to want to make a cut somewhere in that 3 to 6K range, and that should help take care of some of that problem for us. Another thing you could do is also add in a de-esser effect, which there's one built into Resolve, and probably any other editor that you might be using. There's one built in there, I'm sure. A de-esser can kind of pinpoint the frequency of like harsh S sounds and SH sounds and kind of help with that as well. But in this case, we're just going to go ahead and use the EQ, make a cut in that 3 to 6K range and see if that helps. So again, my EQ right here between 3 and 6K, somewhere in here, we're going to make a cut, sweep it around a little bit, and see if we can clean that up.
This is an audio sample so you can hear what these audio problems sound like, and then we're going to figure out how to fix them. This is an audio sample so you can hear what these audio problems sound like, and then we're going to figure out how to fix them. This is an audio sample so you can hear what these audio problems sound like, and then we're going to figure out how to fix them.
All right, so it looks like I landed about 3.5K there. Let's do a little before and after.
This is an audio sample so you can hear what these audio problems sound like, and then we're going to figure out how to fix them.
So that kind of just takes out that like piercing sound. And if you're having trouble hearing any of these differences that we've been going through here, throw in a pair of headphones or try and use a good pair of speakers. On laptop speakers or something, you may not notice it too much, but some headphones, you should be able to hear the differences because sometimes they are a little subtle, right? It's not always a dramatic change. Sometimes it's a little bit of subtle, and a lot of audio works pretty subtle. So you may need a good pair of headphones to really, really hear those changes. The next common type of bad audio that I hear a lot is thin audio. It just sounds like it's got no body to it, no meat to the vocal, right? Or to the dialogue. So here's what it sounds like, and then I'll show you how to fix it.
This is an audio sample so you can hear what these audio problems sound like, and then we're going to figure out how to fix them.
So can you tell it just sounds thin, like there's no low end to the vocal, right? Or to the dialogue. So here's how we fix it. We're going to go ahead and use our EQ. So in the EQ here, we're going to want to make a boost in the lower end of our frequencies. Could be anywhere between 100 to maybe 250 hertz or something like that. We're going to try that and see how it works out. And again, typically I like to use the bell-shaped curve. If you've got different options, you could try different options in your program or in DaVinci Resolve if you're using Resolve. But let's go ahead and play through this and see if we can just add a little warmth and body back into this dialogue. This is an audio sample so you can hear what audio problems sound like, and then we're going to figure out how to fix them. This is an audio sample so you can hear what these audio problems sound like. All right, I think that's pretty good, right? We're around 225, and I gave a good boost there, and it sounds pretty good. Let me do a quick before and after for you so you can hear the difference. This is an audio sample so you can hear what audio problems sound like, and then we're going to figure out how to fix them. So can you hear that? It just added some body back into the dialogue, right? We don't want it to be too thin. Sometimes if we've got a cheap microphone or the microphone placement is bad, you end up with really thin audio like that. But thankfully, a little bit of EQ, and a lot of times you can fix that and make it sound fuller and just have more body to the overall dialogue. The last type of bad audio that we're going to talk about here is sibilant audio. So sibilance is those really high frequencies, like it could be harsh S and SH sounds, and it's just going to kind of like really cut through everything. So here's what that sounds like, and then we'll talk about how to fix it. This is an audio sample so you can hear what these audio problems sound like, and then we're going to figure out how to fix them. Again, we're going to go to our friend, Mr. EQ, to make a little cut and fix this audio. So I'm going to open my EQ. Now, one note, you could use a de-esser. You're going to have to slide it up to the higher frequencies, but a de-esser might help a little bit in a situation like this. Now, the Sibilance range is usually going to be in those higher frequencies above 8K, may even be a little bit higher than that. So in this case, I'm going to use my band 5, select my bell curve, and I'm just going to play through and see if I can drop some of the frequencies up here and kind of help with that sibilance a little bit. This is an audio sample so you can hear what these audio problems sound like, and then we're going to figure out how to fix them. This is an audio sample so you can hear what these audio problems sound like. All right, so I think that works out pretty good. Here's a quick little before and after. This is an audio sample so you can hear what these audio problems sound like, and then we're going to figure out how to fix them. So it just kind of gets rid of those really high frequencies a little bit. We made a little cut there. Now, a quick note for dialogue, you probably want to make a cut here. However, if you're working with vocals, somebody singing, there's times where you want to add a little bit of that presence, a little bit of that air. So you might actually make a boost in the higher frequency ranges. But since you're a video editor and not a music editor, I'm going to guess you probably want to go with the dialogue method here versus the vocal method for vocals and somebody singing. Once you know what kind of bad audio you're working with, a little bit of EQ work can really help clean it up. And if you're wondering about the rest of the audio editing process, I got a video over here you can check out. And if you've already done all that and you need to master your audio, got another video down there that you can check out as well. And if you really want the ins and outs, you can check out my audio course. There's a link for that in the description as well.